Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to crack the code on a platform that is secretly generating massive pipeline for B2B SaaS. We are going to walk through exactly how to architecturalize, set up, and totally optimize your Reddit ads for B2B software as a service. Now listen, this isn't just about slapping some banner ads onto a social network and crossing your fingers. It's about fundamentally shifting how we reach those highly technical decision makers who, let's be honest, usually hate being marketed to. So if you've been struggling to connect with developers, IT directors, or cybersecurity leads, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it. Look, if you're pulling your hair out over rising CPCs and low-converting ads on traditional platforms like LinkedIn, you really need to look at a highly effective alternative. A lot of times, B2B marketers assume LinkedIn is literally the only place to find professionals, right? But what happens is you end up paying this massive premium just for those job titles. You're paying top dollar to reach people who are completely tuning out your corporate messaging. Think about it. When someone is on LinkedIn, they're usually curating their professional image. It's kind of like yelling across a crowded corporate networking event. But when they're on Reddit, they're anonymous, they're engaging in deep, unfiltered discussions, and they're actually trying to solve a headache they're facing at work. It's way more like joining a highly specialized niche book club. And honestly, that is a massive, massive difference in user mindset. Get this number in your head, 126.8 million. That's how many daily active unique users Reddit is boasting right now. It represents a massive, completely untapped pool of technical buyers who are actively doing their homework. The platform recently recorded a 17% year-over-year increase in users, which is driving some insane growth in ad revenue, specifically in lower funnel, conversion-focused objectives. What this means for us is that your buyers, the engineers, the sysadmins, the data scientists, they are actively on this platform. They aren't just mindlessly scrolling. They're asking peers for recommendations, they're troubleshooting complex architectures, and they're validating their purchasing decisions over multiple prolonged sessions. To capture that audience, our playbook today covers 5 definitive steps. We'll start with the B2B SaaS opportunity, then tracking with the Pixel and CAPI, mastering Reddit targeting, Reddit native ad creative, and finally, optimization and scaling. All right, part 1, the B2B SaaS opportunity and reaching those technical buyers. Let's just debunk the myth right now that Reddit is only a forum for memes or video games. It is actually an absolute goldmine for reaching self-segmented technical buyers. I mean, where do developers and IT professionals actually go when they need unfiltered, honest advice about a new cloud monitoring tool? They definitely don't go to polished marketing sites. They go to Reddit. They self-organize into highly specific niche communities to talk about their real active problems, entirely free of the glossy sales spin. Here is where it gets really interesting. The crucial point is that while LinkedIn targets broadly by professional identity, Reddit targets by active intent and real-time community discussions. On LinkedIn, you're targeting a director of IT based on an old resume, basically crossing your fingers and hoping they happen to be in the market for your software today. On Reddit, you aren't targeting a job title at all. You are targeting the exact conversation where people are currently debating how to solve the very problem your software fixes. It is contextual relevance at its absolute finest. Moving right along to section 2, tracking, specifically the Pixel and CAPI, and why we need server-side measurement. Reddit is actually sunsetting its native on-site lead generation forms, which means we absolutely 100% must establish a rigorous server-side measurement foundation. In plain English, if you don't track users perfectly after they leave Reddit and hit your site, you're going to lose a massive amount of your conversion data. Since technical audiences use browser-based privacy measures and ad blocking extensions heavily, relying purely on a standard client-side browser pixel is basically flying blind. So what's the fix? It's the Conversions API, or CAPI. This is what makes your tracking resilient against those ad blockers and super strict privacy measures. Think of CAPI as a secure, private hotline running directly between your server and Reddit's server, completely bypassing the user's browser altogether. Because it doesn't rely on the browser, it simply doesn't get blocked by those extensions. This server-to-server connection drastically strengthens your campaign performance because it guarantees improved measurement, much better audience targeting, and honestly, far superior algorithmic optimization. Setting this all up sounds a bit intense, but it's highly achievable and follows a really clean workflow. First up, you just grab your Pixel ID right out of your events manager. Next, you generate a non-expiring access token. Quick pro tip here, you need to copy that token immediately because Reddit will literally only show it to you once. Once you have that locked down, you plug it into Google Tag Manager using a server container, and finally, you ensure all your events are properly deduplicated. Using both the standard Reddit Pixel and CAPI together is the absolute gold standard to maximize your conversion coverage. Okay, that last step, data deduplication, is absolutely vital to get right. If you send a page visit event through the browser pixel and the exact same page visit event through CAPI, Reddit might accidentally count that as two separate wins, which will completely ruin your ad spend algorithms. So think of deduplication as a bouncer at a club. By ensuring the event names and conversion IDs are identical, Reddit knows it's the exact same user. The system elegantly merges the two signals, keeps the richer server-side data like click IDs and hashed emails, and tosses the duplicate right out the door. Section 3. Mastering Reddit targeting. Now that our tracking is totally bulletproof, let's explore how to actually find your ideal niche SaaS buyers on the platform. Your core B2B strategy really requires strategic layers. You don't just pick one method and call it a day. For example, if you're selling a cloud monitoring tool, you start by targeting communities, highly relevant subreddits like r/DevOps and r/sysadmin. Then you layer in conversational keyword intercepts for specific terms like Kubernetes or observability to ensure you're catching those highly specific discussions. Finally, you set up an aggressive custom retargeting audience with a 90-day look-back for people who visited your pricing page but bounced, all while uploading a list of your current clients to exclude them and save your ad budget. I love this analogy for keywords. It's the shotgun versus the sniper rifle. You want to use broad match early on, during your discovery phase. That's your shotgun approach, to cast a wide net and uncover search terms you might never have even thought of. It's fantastic for research. But when you need to strictly control costs and drive hard, bottom-of-the-funnel conversions, you put the shotgun away and you pick up the sniper rifle. Exact match. This ensures your budget only fires on the most relevant, high-intent searches that actually convert. Which brings us to Section 4, Reddit Native Ad Creative. Targeting is literally only half the battle, and honestly, if you get this wrong, nothing else matters. Reddit culture possesses a highly tuned, deeply aggressive radar for corporate marketing speak. So look at how these formats map to your funnel. Strategy is everything here. For the top of the funnel, free-form ads are incredible because they let you deliver detailed, valuable workflow tutorials to technical communities like r/SaaS. They read exactly like an organic, high-value post. As you move to the mid-funnel, you transition to video and carousel ads to really educate users on your product's specific, tangible features. And for the bottom of the funnel, lead gen objectives are perfect for driving those low-friction conversions and capturing high-value marketing qualified leads. To avoid the dreaded downvote brigade, you have to strictly follow these unwritten rules. Seriously, ditch the glossy, overly polished agency graphics. Provide upfront value with TLDR summaries for the quick skimmers, and always design for mobile first. Remember, you can't control if a user has their app set to compact or card viewing mode, so your creative has to work flawlessly in both. And absolutely crucial, keep your headlines under 150 characters. If you go over, it'll get truncated on smaller screens, meaning your core value proposition will literally be cut off before they even read it. No way you're getting a click after that. Finally, Section 5. Optimization and scaling. Okay, our tracking is flawless, our targeting is locked in, and our ads are live and native to the platform. So how do we evaluate these early signals and scale this into a predictable pipeline? You need a disciplined timeline for this. On day 1, please don't blast broad interest targeting. Start small. Anchor your campaign to one single high-intent subreddit that perfectly matches your ideal customer profile. By day 7, initiate those critical retargeting flows for site visitors, especially those hitting your pricing pages. On day 14, look really closely at the data. Which communities are actually driving qualified leads? You have to be ruthless here. Quickly cut the losers, pause the ones that aren't working, no matter how much you thought they would. And by day 30, you can confidently scale your budget right into the specific segments and ad formats that are delivering the absolute best cost per lead. This quote really hits the nail on the head. You just can't treat Reddit like another spray-and-pray display channel. You must respect the research-heavy nature of the platform and provide genuine utility. B2B buyers on Reddit have incredibly long research cycles. They are actively comparing solutions and looking for hard proof points way before they ever engage with a sales rep. If you provide them with that proof in a native, authentically helpful way, you will earn their trust and ultimately you'll earn their business. Which leaves us with a really critical question to ask about your own pipeline. Are you completely missing the rooms where your target buyers are making their final decisions? Think about it. If you aren't showing up in the very subreddits where your ideal customers are asking their peers what software to buy, your competitors gladly will. You are leaving an incredible, highly qualified opportunity on the table. Keep that in mind as you allocate your ad spend this quarter. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope you now have the exact blueprint you need to capture that massive demand on Reddit. Catch you next time.